Good evening, Whitstable, and good evening, the Umbrella. I come from Broadstairs, which is where the funky and those in a funk who can't afford to live in Tankerton end up. So forgive me for that. Look, I write poems in bursts, spurts, well, maybe not spurts, clusters. So sometimes it can be like a dozen in a day. Sometimes they can all be about death. But what that means is I have a fairly eclectic selection, and it's my personal goal, my stretch goal, to completely misjudge any audience I'm going to read poetry. And I know already, to myself, I'm going to succeed in that. So this is a bunch of light-sounding, rhyming verse. Now this is a selection from my chirpy, cheapy, chappy collection. So don't expect anything too funereal. Oh, by the way, right. First, I have forgotten my glasses. Oh, that's not a poem. Then we've got readers, 1.5s, 2s, what's this? 1.5?
Yeah.
Happy Christmas. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's see how we go. If I stumble, International Rescue, Specsavers branch will be up.
Very focused.
On the side. Okay, so anybody use WhatsApp? Of course you do. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Other messaging platforms are available. This is about the joy of WhatsApp. This message was deleted. Is the best engagement of all. Wrong chat, mangled spelling or faux pas, it's the one that holds you in its thrall. Perhaps second thoughts or a phrase typed in anger, frustration, denial, feelings, once important now lost to the ether. Though composed with much care and attention, filled with longing, rejection, misplaced, now an unloved word child that's discarded, cast away, deep into far cyberspace. Perhaps just delayed for when confidence wins the day. All that's left is a lingering question of just what they were going to say. Seems it was, after all, just misentered and was not meant for you, not at all. So resist your reply with a query or risk loss of face in the end. That is all. Right, so it's more of an encounter group than a poetry reading. So I'd like some feedback. What do you think of the look?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm sort of like a B12 deficient Mr. Ben tonight. I thought I'd just come out and well, at least I can say I was on tour with the Cardigans, I suppose. I'm here all week. Right, okay. This is ever seen old people getting off buses or trains on their way to see somebody who doesn't want to see them? This is about them. Arriving by coach from the Midlands, they're excited, nervous, well, anxious. And the glue that locks up their hands is the hope she's a little less thankless. They will tell her of their lovely journey, except for that man who was sick, and ask if they have real chips here, do they cut them right proper and thick? Leatherette case bought mail order. Cooper's catalogue fell from the mail, used twice a year if they're lucky, and the stitching's beginning to fail. This time it's to their oldest daughter, not inclined though to see them at all. She's something high up in internet IT, which explains why she doesn't much call. They've no choice but to come to the city. It's not friendly or happy or green, but there's somebody famous from TV in a show that they'll boast that they've seen. On the journey back home to the quiet, the pains in her voice, hush dear, don't. There's our son, he's another high flyer. I'm sure he'd like a visit. He won't. So I did a few months ago, and I spoke to the organiser, and I said, how long have I got? And she goes, that's very pessimistic. I said, no, what time? And she goes, 9:30. And I said, okay. So this is for a woman called Genevieve. Or possibly a 1950s car film. Right. could you hang on till 9:30, please? We'd be ever so grateful, thanks, Tara. If you die any sooner, it will give us a problem and we might have to close up the bar. Then we also might have to, we'll sue you. To what exact end? Well, I'm really not sure, but somebody will have to be punished for the paperweight, hassle and more. If we're lucky, you'll last till the end and buy us drinks and tell us we're great. Better that than your early expiry or to realise your ghastly mistake. Seize the day, there's no time like the present. Do it now, you will easily cope. You might still end up hit by a bus though. In the end, we're just living in hope. for Facebook users, don't know. Second top tip is I've discovered how to get lots and lots of hits is just tag somebody famous, or in this case, a guitarist from Gillingham. This is a poem about a certain type of middle-aged man, he says, looking to the horizon so as not to catch anybody's eye, who really likes to go and see guitar gods. All right, you've seen them. They're glazed and they're thrilled. This is called the Wah Wah Boy. His job makes old men tighten flabby abs that they no longer have. Twist and gurn grey faces in ecstasy, pinch fingers to thrash and to stab. His job is now a communion. Acolytes and supplicants. In worship lift on toes and song and forget that they can't never dance. His job has cost his fingertips over the wires and away. Hold your breath and let it go. Listen, that's what I say. His job's a lifetime of calling, a summoning to prayer, divines a tear from near every eye from any guitar held with care. That's for you, mate. Any cyclists in the room? Any cyclists in the room? Of course, right. Any competitive cyclists? You know, Lycra. Right, you'll enjoy this one, cathartically. This is called Lunchbox. A peloton of cyclists, all bikes and extra chains and special pants with seats built in, filled up the high-speed train. They'd hurtled down from London and stopped before the sea, and now were going home again with curry sauce for tea. Despite their cleats and studs and socks, that ride at times was hell. But that excused the Bee Gees songs and gargling San Miguel. The banks were chips and Strava, camaraderie of men. It might not be a real war zone, but they'll fight there once again. 18. Everybody's done it. Most people regret it, and here are the reasons why. This is called Let Me Introduce You To. The unsuitable, the undateable, the unmateable. The try and return, the bargain bin, the night of sin, the too much gin, the no obligation, the new sensation, the toast of the nation. The one just like my ex, the one that shouts next, the one that's just sex. The got away, the one that stayed, the play away. The pick-up line, the party time, the ties that bind. The out of luck, coyote, duck, the zipless one. The notch, the crotch, the gave you pox, the bang to rights, the bang all night, the laddered tights. The slept through tears, propelled by beers, egged on by cheers. Acquired through guile, they ran a mile, crocodile smile. Never stay, never say, who's the one who got away. Okay. At some point in school, you can remember when you were told you weren't necessarily very good at something, so you just stopped. Whether it was sport or music or art. Guitar. Yeah, and you rebelled, right? Yeah. So this is for you, whatever it was you were told you were rubbish at. I am not a painter. A real painter said that I ain't. My technique is not as distinguished, and yet all the same I just paint. I am not a writer. A real writer wrote me that. But I put down so many words, they come with ease like chat. I am not a singer. A singer sang that out. But in the shower I don't care, and I forget my doubts. I am not a dancer. A real dancer mocks my pose, but I move to the rhythm though, and I feel it in my toes. I am not an artist. A real artist makes real art. It's not for me to self-label or put horse before the cart. I am not a poet. A real poet told me so. I do not have a book coming out and my lines rhyme. I am, though, quite confused because I do not give a fuck, which means I'm not a fucker, but I have been known to fuck. Right, I'd like to finish almost as much as you would.
More.
Give it to him.
Yes. Nurse, she's out of bed again. Right, okay, I'd like to give you a verse and a prayer.
Yes.
Bless you. This is called Exaggerate Your Love. How many times did we fight last night? 15 billion times. How many times did you shout, I'm right? 15 billion times. How many times did I threaten to leave or might? 15 billion times. How many times did you put out the big light? Just once. Right, okay. Thank you. Dearly beloved, we are all as one in a communion unique to the people in this room, and when I say that to you and you mock, and I can feel you mocking, these words touch your very heart.
Yeah. They do.
Everybody knows exactly what I'm about to pray, and you will join in because you already know the rhythm. You, in fact, even know every word, but you do not know the order I'm going to read them in. This is a prayer to St Pancras, which may be subject to strike action. For broad stairs to travel through Herne Bay, high speed via Faversham be thy name. Thy Rainham come, Strood will be done, in Chatham as it is in Rochester. Give us this day our sitting born, and forgive us our Westgate, as we forgive those who Birchington against us. And lead us not into Ebbsfleet, but deliver us from Margate. For thine is the Bubble, the Chesterfield and Swellcliffe, for Ramsgate and Dumpton, Gravesend. Thank you.